भद्रं मे अपि वातय मनः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Namaste to everyone. I'm very happy to be part of the IFC Unity Walk that is taking place this year virtually, and very privileged to share with you some thoughts about the Hindu Dharma or the Hindu tradition. Our greeting is more or less known all over the world, Namaste. It is both a gesture and a word that has a meaning. As a gesture, it is a sweeping motion that brings two hands together. My two hands are brought together, and these two hands are not alike. In fact, even the fingerprints do not match, but yet in the gesture Namaste, they are brought together. They don't fight with one another. Just like the vision of the Hindu tradition has no room for division of any kind. It's not that the differences that exist between people socially, culturally, linguistically are demeaned or belittled. It is just that they are all embraced, celebrated, and transcended with this gesture, because we, in celebrating the diversity, we underscore that from which that unity, that oneness, that source, that one single indivisible source from which all this diversity has come, by which all this diversity is sustained, and unto which this many and varied universe resolves. So the Namaste itself is, and the gesture itself is a expression of a very profound truth in the tradition. And the word Namaste also has a very important significance, in that it means Namaha Te, and which can be loosely translated as my salutations unto you. Salutations, it means more of a surrender. In the West, the word surrender makes one a little nervous, and justifiably so, understandably so. But however, in India, surrender is an act of empowerment. You disarm by surrendering, and surrender is not so much a sign of weakness as much as it is a sign of acceptance of what is. And that, my friends, is our definition of God, Ishvara. What is Ishvara, God. So anything that I cannot control, anything over which I have no say, anything that is beyond the scope of my free will, I say Namaha, salutations, surrender. And unto you, salutations, surrender. It's not that, it's not that, the greeted, the one who is being greeted with the word Namaste is, what is that? An intractable personality or something like that. No. When you say Namaste, both the greeter and the greeted come alive in that one harmonious, truth of the tradition, which is, you know, which is all pervasive, which is God. So, Namaha Te, I transcend, I accept your differences, and I transcend them also to greet that, to greet the I that is within you, which is within me. The I in you is the same as the I in me. So, Namaha Te. This is, in short, this is the vision of the loftiest expression of the Hindu tradition. And this is what one, one is told to attain, not in some kind of an afterlife, but right here, right now. One is told to attain that, one is told to understand that, one is told to study that. People study this knowledge for years and years, minimum to 12 years, to gain this understanding of this oneness. So there is a harmony in the empirical world of names, forms, and differences do not come in the way of my appreciation of that, which holds everything together, namely God. So for us, that's why we don't bother with this one God, many God controversy. For us, everything is God. The air we breathe, the earth upon which we walk, Mother Earth, we say, Goddess Mother Earth, and Bhu Devi, Mother Earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, waters, they are all manifestations of God, including my own free will, manifestation of God, including my resistance, my fears, the whole what we call the vast psychological order, the laws of the universe. They are not mandates of God, they are manifestations of God. And so we don't say there is one God or many gods. And in the words of my teacher, we say there is only God. All that is here is pervaded by God. And this is the, inherent understanding of all the lineages within the Hindu tradition. And it is something to discover in this life alone. So in that sense, the Hindu tradition is, even though it has a concept of heaven and afterlife, etc., and the means to go there, like certain good karma, actions, and then certain rituals, etc., certain kinds of meditations are advised. However, it is the point is to the point is that it is here and now centered. It is centered on the purpose that needs to be attained for one in this body, with this particular mind with which one is endowed. In this body, in this mind, with which one is endowed, one is told to gain that which is the truth of oneself, and it is something that can be achieved right here, and that is the point of life. So the point of life for us is not so much afterlife as much as needing to see what is it that we have, to do here. What is the purpose of being born in this body, which is both a blessing and a challenge? And what is the point of having this expression of the free will, having certain talents, certain challenges? How do I reconcile being in this body while wanting to be infinite and limitless? So that is, in short, is the, you know, purpose of life. The purpose of life is to connect with that, you know, um, understanding of oneself as whole, free of all afflictions and limitless. And it is something to be achieved while being in this body, not in some kind of an afterlife. So we have, you know, this is in short the vision of the, you know, the holy books, which is called, which in the Hindu tradition are called the Vedas. In the beginning there was just one Veda. Then, you know, for ease of being, you know, being connected with it, they were divided into four and handed by one of the sages in the tradition, Lord Vyasa, you know, Bhagavan Vyasa. And Vyasa handed it to different people to follow, and to, you know, and families to keep. Even today the Vedas are held here. They are, you know, only recently written down. But if you want to, if you go to a traditional pandit to study the Veda, no books are allowed. You memorize. It is tonal, you know. Om Bhadran Karne Bhishrniyama Devaha. You know, it goes up and down. And so you remember it is all to aid the memory. Plus it has some other esoteric significance in the, you know, in creating certain, you know, atmospheric changes, etc., within and without. And so like this it is all kept in the memory, and it is all recited, you know. And so therefore, so this is the, you know, so the Vedas, this is what is, you know, given to us. So the Vedas are best, you know, described as that, you know, that set of that body of knowledge which has a vision to offer, and a life that is conducive, and a lifestyle that is conducive to attaining this vision, or rather preparing for this vision. And so the vision is the one that everyone yearns for, regardless of whether one is born in the Hindu family or not. It is a universal yearning for this harmony or oneness, or to be one with the whole. In fact, it is one's sense of incompleteness or separation from the whole, from the source, from God, from Ishvara, that makes it very, very difficult to negotiate this life. That is why one is, you know, troubled by disconnection, one is troubled by fear, one is troubled by all kinds of, you know, problems, afflictions, one would say. And so therefore the main, you know, the main purpose is to overcome this by understanding this vision. And from the same Veda, you know, we have the hermeneutical freedom to look at this vision from different standpoints. One can say, I am one with the whole, like the ocean is one with the wave. You know, the wave is one with the ocean. It is born of the ocean, sustained by the ocean, it resolves into the ocean. Or one can say that the wave, quote unquote, enjoys being a little bit separate, and, you know, enjoys the ocean. The wave is an adjective, you know, to the ocean. And or one can say the wave is separate from the ocean and is devoted to the ocean. We can say that. So from the same, you know, Veda, we have the hermeneutical freedom to interpret this vision from different standpoints. You know, this is you know, these form certain lineages within the larger tradition known as the Hindu Dharma. Along with the vision, the Veda also gives a lifestyle that is conducive to attaining this vision. And then we will see that in part 2 of the of this series, which will be in the next video. Thank you. Om Tat Sat.